Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create these beautiful Marquise earrings, also known as leaf earrings. This design is very versatile. You can make them wider by adding more beads, or longer by stitching more rows. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you the basic version, which you can easily customize with colors and details. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. All the materials I used are linked in the description, including the main supplies. Start by cutting about 1 meter of thread. This will make it easier to work. If needed, you can always add more thread later. Thread your needle and leave a small tail. Pick up for silver beads. Slide the 4 beads down to the base of the thread, leaving a small tail. Pass the needle through the first 2 beads and pull tight. Then go through the beads one more time in a circle to secure the shape. Next, pick up the following sequence of beads. For dark beads DB613, for silver beads DB35, and for dark beads DB613. Once you've picked up the full bead sequence, pass the needle down through the 2 beads, as shown in the video. And this forms the starting element of our design. For the first step, pass your needle up through the first 2 silver beads. To continue, pick up 1 silver bead and work in peyote stitch. Skip 1 bead and pass through the next. Next, pick up a dark bead, skip 1 and pass through the next. Then add another dark bead. Skip the silver bead and pass through the last silver bead on this edge. This is what your work should look like at this point. Now pick up 2 silver beads and pass directly into the next bead without skipping. This adds 2 beads and creates the turn. Next, we'll stitch the other side in the same way, mirroring what we just did. Stay until the end of this video. I'll share one important detail that can make or break your final result. Pick up the last silver bead, then pass through the first silver bead in this row, as shown in the video. Now we need to bring the thread back into position. Pass through these 2 beads to move to this side. Now, when you fold the piece like this, it becomes easier to see how everything lines up. So go ahead and fold it like this. Next, continue working in peyote stitch. At the tip, add 2 beads to shape the point. Continue working in peyote stitch, mirroring the previous side. Making sure the edges stay silver by adding silver beads along the sides. Once you've finished this side, your thread will be exiting the second silver bead. Now bring the needle and thread back into position by passing up through the 2 adjacent silver beads along the opposite side. Continue working in the same technique. From this point on, the technique remains the same until the end of the piece. Continue working this section for 15 rows, counting the rows by the silver beads at the tips. After that, I'll show you how to change the direction of the piece. Let's take a look. We've completed 15 rows. Count along the center, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 15. So 15 rows are done. Your thread should now be exiting from the bottom. To turn the piece and start working downward, we need to bring the thread up to the top point without adding any beads. We'll simply weave the needle through the existing beads, moving between the rows to guide the thread where we need it. Follow the natural path of the beads in peyote stitch and continue passing through until you reach the top. Bring the thread out at the tip, as shown in the video. Now we can start working downward, creating the angle of the piece. Start with a silver bead, working in peyote stitch, then pick up a dark bead and continue in the same way, all the way down this row. And now we've reached the end of the row. From this point on, instead of adding 2 beads at the top, we'll be adding them at the bottom of the piece. So, exiting from the first silver bead, pick up 2 beads and move to the opposite side. Next, continue working in peyote stitch, moving upward along the piece. Now repeat the same step we did before, but along the bottom edge of the piece, then at the top, pass through 2 beads to move to the other side. Continue working in the same technique, making sure the edges stay silver for 30 rows downward. And now we've completed all 30 rows. You can count them by the silver tips. To turn the piece and continue with the remaining 15 rows, we need to bring the thread back up to the top point. For my convenience, I'll flip the piece so the tip is facing upward. So we guide the thread back up until it exits from the tip bead. And from here, we continue stitching, forming the final angle of the piece. Once we reach the end of this row, we'll add a ring connector, so we can attach the stainless steel cone charms later. Before adding the ring connector, first stitch in 2 beads as usual. After adding the 2 beads, don't continue along the row. Instead, turn and work your way back down. Now it's time to add the ring connector. Pass the needle through one hole of the connector, then through the second hole, and secure it through the 2 beads as shown on the screen. Then bring the thread back down to the piece, so we can pass through it one more time. Please watch the demonstration carefully to see exactly how to attach it correctly. After attaching the connector, gently adjust it so it's not too tight and doesn't put stress on the thread. Bring the thread back into position and continue stitching the next 15 rows downward in the same way as before. After you've completed the final 15 rows, you should have a piece that looks like this. Now we just need to join the 2 ends together. Align the raised and recessed beads. Then stitch the inner rows of both ends first, and after that, join the outer edge. Pull everything tight, secure the thread, and weave in the ends to finish. Next, you'll see a sped-up clip of how I joined the two edges together. If you have any questions while working on this step, feel free to leave a comment on this video. Once you've trimmed the threads and woven in the ends, lightly pass a flame over the piece using a lighter. Keep the motion quick and gentle. Don't hold the flame in one place for too long. This will help remove any small fuzz and give the piece a clean finish. Now open the jump ring on the stainless steel cone charm and attach it to the ring on the piece that we stitched. Next, we need to attach the earring hook. For this, connect the jump ring to the top of the piece, as shown in the video, and attach the hook. Carefully close the jump ring and your earring is complete. All that's left is to make the second one. With this technique, you can create endless variations. Play with colors, findings, and textures to make each piece your own. You can also experiment with satin beads for a beautiful shimmer. Just keep in mind they require a bit more care when working. And when using a lighter, please be gentle and mindful with the flame if you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Thank you for creating with me. And as always, stay inspired.